Hello, Vincent Carroll speaking. Many people come to us as acupuncturists with tinnitus. Of course, tinnitus can be tinnitus of deficiency or tinnitus of excess, and therefore the most important thing is to make that fundamental distinction. If it's tinnitus of deficiency, you have to search for the tinnitus generally. If it's tinnitus of excess, the tinnitus finds you, because it tends to be like a bell or a whistle or something sharp. Very few people come to me with tinnitus of deficiency, probably because they view it as part of perhaps getting older. It's perhaps what they expect, is perhaps something that they learn to live with. But tinnitus of excess is completely different. It can completely negatively impact on your quality of life. So therefore, tinnitus of excess is something that people come to for acupuncture seeking a solution. From our point of view, it tends to be excess energy rising in the gallbladder channel. It tends to be energy that's liver-based, perhaps from a liver qi stagnation rising in the liver channel and coming to an end on gallbladder number 2, which is where the lobe meets the face. So naturally you needle in on gallbladder number 2, and the best way of doing that is to find where the pocket is by having the person open their mouth and poking it, and you should be able to insert gallbladder number 2 quite seamlessly into that particular pocket. It's a very, very good point. It needles it locally, and of course you needle it distally as well. So you go for the spring point of the gallbladder channel, which is between gallbladder number, which is between toe 4 and 5, the 4th and 5th toe in the web. I like to needle it as distally as is possible in the web to get a reaction from the patient, because that's very important for the chi to clench onto the needle, and there must be a reaction, and it tends to be a strong point. And of course the reaction disappears seconds, if not before that, once you needle, because it's a chi reaction, not a nerve reaction. So that drags down the chi on the gallbladder channel. But I also find it very helpful to drag down chi on the Sanjiao channel as well, and that's because Sanjiao number 17 is also where the lobe meets the face, but it's behind the lobe. So to the front of the lobe in a pocket, when you open your jaw, you have gallbladder number 2, and to the back of the lobe you have Sanjiao number 17. I always needle Sanjiao number 17 first of all, simply because it's a point that's more difficult to get than gallbladder number 2. But if you take your time and if you determine where the pocket is and the person keeps their mouth wide open, there should be no difficulty in finding the point, and it's quite a painless point to needle. I would also needle liver 2, perhaps on the other side, to boost as an auxiliary point for the gallbladder number 43. I would calm the person down with pericardium 6, of course, as well, and because yang consumes yin, I would consider ren 4. But generally I needle on the channel, or rather the channels, the gallbladder channel and the Sanjiao channel, because it carries the energy up to the ear to create tinnitus. Usually it follows upon a liver qi stagnation, where the liver invades the lower jiao, the middle jiao and the upper jiao, and eventually the liver energy has to escape, and it escapes into the greater yang channel, which is the gallbladder channel associated with the liver. But sometimes that's not so. Sometimes you have people who are very volatile, difficult sort of people to get on with, certainly difficult people to live with, and they're unpredictable in their nature, and these are people who basically get away with things in life, and they don't have to stagnate their chi. They don't have to bottle things in. They don't have to, I suppose, bite their lip, as they would love to say something but know that it would be wrong or impolite to say so. So therefore they stagnate their chi inwards until such time that the chi has to escape through a channel. But there are other people who just have this sort of up and down relationship with life. It tend to be selfish individuals and volatile individuals, and in those cases the chi simply spills in to the gallbladder channel, and the person may not be chi stagnant. They may not even perceive that there is a problem, because they have no physical signs, except of course the tinnitus that roars up and affects gallbladder 2, Sanjiao 17. So in those cases there's probably little value in removing chi with liver 3, gallbladder 34 by circulation the chi around, but do it anyway. There's no harm done in doing so, and I find gallbladder 34 to be a very diagnostic point anyway, because obviously a case history is a subjective matter, whereas if you actually needle into gallbladder 34 and if it's very, very strong, that simply means that in fact the person is bottling in their chi. But not everybody bottles in their chi, as I said, but one way or the other the energy travels. This is the yang energy travels in the appropriate channel, which is the gallbladder channel, and it travels up, and when it comes to a halt on gallbladder number 2, then that from a Western medical point of view produces the signs of tinnitus, the tinnitus that we would describe as tinnitus in excess. So drag it down, needle it locally, and boosted with other points like REN4 and pericardium 6, which also help in tinnitus rising in the gallbladder channel. Thank you.